Hi there, this is Anita Diffie. It's Mental Illness Awareness Week, and I'd like to share certain things, just a little bit about my mental health journey, mostly as an immigrant to Canada. And the way this is going to work is I will be sharing each day. I missed yesterday because I wasn't feeling too well, could barely do anything. So I'm going to throw out today's two videos to you today. And how this is going to work is for every year I have been in Canada, I will pick a day and talk about that year. And it actually would end us right on Saturday, which is the last day of the Mental Illness Awareness Week. This is my way of showing support to the awareness around mental illness and mental health, and also my way of encouraging someone out there to not be ashamed to seek help even when you need help, and to take good care of your mental health. So I came to Canada in 2015, and so I will be talking about expectations and how that can affect your mental health. So on arrival, my plan was never to stay back. I had a good job that I loved. I was rising on my career. It was everything I ever wanted as a child. And the general expectation of people was to just up and leave and stay here and be with my husband and stay back with my daughter. Now, it's a beautiful thing to want to do, but moving to Canada was his journey, not mine. And so here I was struggling with trying to deal with that. And I wanted to make sure that I come to a place where whatever decision I make is my decision, that I won't look back and regret or have to blame on him or my kids or anybody else for that matter. And the expectation was, you don't even have to think about it, just up and leave your life and leave it for the next person. That was hard to deal with. So my tip to you today on how to deal with people's expectations is, one, take stock of your own reality. Eventually, I had to, go back to my drawing board and my prayer closet and figure out what God wanted for me as a person, not what everybody else thought should be the right thing to do. And then two, after taking stock, have conversations with the people who will be most impacted by that decision. And so in this case, it was my husband. The crazy thing was, he didn't have that kind of expectation on me, knowing especially how much I was in a job that I always wanted to do, even as a child. And so with his support and just figuring out what we needed to do, I was able to map out a plan for me when I eventually made the decision that I was going to stay back. And then three, commit it to God. Let God guide you. To be honest with you, I don't think a lot of people meant any harm or knew that I was struggling with just trying to come to terms with what I needed to do, but it was really, really stressing me out at the time. And it really just took God helping me and me eventually realizing that I can't live my life on people's expectations of me, but on what God expects of me and what is most impactful to the people that I love and care the most about. And so to everyone who tried to give me counseling that year, I appreciate you, I acknowledge you, and I say thank you. But overall, when we're giving suggestions and whatnot, try not to come at it from a place of finality as you have to do this, but from a place of suggestions, and then lean back and let the person make that decisions in their own time. Okay, so I hope that helps somebody. If you want to share with me how people's expectations have tried to impact your mental health, please feel free to leave me in the comments below. I can tell you of one: get married, all your mates are getting married. That's one expectation we always hear. And please, parents, just stop that. Just stop it. Not cool. All right. Let us all come to those decisions and moments on our own, because when life gets hard, you will remember that nobody put that decision on your laps or forced you to do it. You, in your good mind, came to that decision on your own, and it's easier to, just kind of navigate through when that moment comes. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and bye. Thank you. Hi there. Welcome to day 2, which is still technically today. So today I'm going to talk about my mental health journey in 2016 as an immigrant in Canada. This year was a beautiful year. I had my son, but with that came something that I least expected: postpartum depression. So if you're a new mom, I'm going to just share some of the symptoms of what that looks like, and just let me know if you can relate or if you've had similar experiences. All right, but before I talk about my experience with that, I'm just going to read out some of the symptoms. So depressed mood or severe mood swings, excessive crying, difficulty bonding with your baby, that's a huge one. Withdrawal from family and friends, nothing excites you, no one excites you, not even your hobby. Inability to sleep or sleeping too much, or eating too much, or not having good appetite, irritability, anger, excessive, feeling like you're not a good mom. That was a huge one for me. Hopelessness, restlessness, severe anxiety, thoughts of harming yourself, and in very extreme cases, thoughts of not just harming yourself but also your baby, and maybe even thinking being suicidal with yourself and or your baby. Now, to me, while I didn't get to that extreme of being suicidal or wanting to harm my baby, I just could not really deal with the baby. All right, and then everything else from irritability, extreme anger, depression, crying for no reason. I felt all of that. And at the time, I did not know that it was postpartum depression. Okay, so if you're in that state, come on, it's a lot of hormonal things that have gone on in your body, in your system. All right, your body has been through a lot. So it's your body's way of sometimes just reacting to all of that, much. All right, so it's nothing to be ashamed of. Seek help, talk to your doctor. And so what are some of the things that you can do to help yourself? For me, first of all, I had to come to a place where I asked myself, okay, what was going on? Clearly, there was something wrong. So I took stock of my thoughts, feelings for a period of time. And then I realized there was the pattern, right? So you may or may not be able to understand your pattern and things that help alleviate those feelings, okay? So once you identify those, if you can write them down, keep a journal of these things, it would help clear out your mind and clear your thoughts. Okay, so 2 is use your support system. All right, I had my mother-in-law with me in the house. My husband was there for a little while. My sister-in-law was there, and they were super helpful. And I remember tons of times when I'm trying to do things on my own and they're like, go and rest, but then, we all feel like we're super women. Yeah, stupid idea. Don't try it. Okay, go and rest. All right, you need as much rest as possible, because when you're stressed, cortisol goes up and you just compound your issues. Okay, so rest. Lots of rest, lots of water, lots of rest. All right, use your support system. And if you don't have a mother-in-law or a mother or a sister or anybody to help you, use your husband. You didn't make that baby yourself anyway, so use your husband. And if that is not available, please call friends. Okay, if you don't have friends that can be at your beck and call. Yeah, we all have one of those. At least we all have one. You should have one. All right, so that's number 2. Use your support system. And then number 3, just lie down sometimes. All right, just choose to lie down and do absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. One thing I'll tell you too that helped me was, especially with the bonding with your baby part of it was just, as I was breastfeeding or feeding my child, I would often just dream about the things that this child could become, and that just had a really calming effect on me. All right, and then finally, pray. Now, you may not always be able to do that. To be honest with you, I could not. But again, enlist your support system. Phone a friend and say, pray for me. All right, but make sure you're talking to someone. And in really extreme cases, please talk to your doctor and seek the medical help that you need. So that was my mental health journey in 2016. Again, I'm here. I pulled out. I know you can pull out too. Hang in there, sis. I see you. God is with you, and God help you. God bless you. God bless your baby. Stay strong. All right. Everything that happens to us sometimes, it's just usually in a very short phase. I know that short phase feels like forever, but trust me, it ends, and it always ends in praise. And one day you will testify as well. God bless you. Stay strong. Take care. See you in 2017, which will be day 3. Take care. Bye. Hi there. Welcome to the year 2017 of my mental health journey in Canada. That makes it day 3. So This is Mental Illness Awareness Week, and I am doing this to share my support for destigmatizing mental health and mental illness. So, day 3, the year 2017, my mental health highlight was two things actually. One was financial stress and how that can impact your mental health, and then the other is juggling tons of things. Women, we like to do that, especially us as women, we like to do that. So financial stress, you never know how much you're stressed by money and the feelings of not having enough until you're actually in that space or you get the money you desire. And also just having so much else to do. And sometimes money is also what drives us to do too much. Some of us sometimes work 2 jobs, school full-time, and do different things. For me, in that year, it was that I was looking to start my master's and I needed to save up money toward that. And also that meant that I was working full-time. My baby was, just a little over a year old. So it was still very small. And just the pressure of financial, needs. And eventually I ended off the year starting school and working full-time, schooling full-time, mommying full-time, wifing full-time. I was volunteering at church and doing a bunch of other stuff. All right. And this was starting to take a toll on my mental health without me realizing. I started gaining weight. I started getting really stressed. Migraines, I usually have migraines and they went through the roof, and it was pretty consistent and more painful with each month. And, basically my physical health started to suffer, and I should have known that that was my body's way of telling me that I needed to slow down. I did not know this. I did not understand the impact that sometimes, doing a lot can have on our mental health until some of these things actually started to materialize in 2018. So, what are some things that you're doing, that you're juggling, that you maybe need to consider or reconsider, seeing what you can either delegate, what you can let go for later, and maybe what you can, some things you just need to pay for, all right? And let that money you're making do some of the work for you. And if you're in a situation where it feels like money is a challenge and it's stressing you out, I just want to encourage you to say that, look, again, nothing in life is permanent, all right? And sometimes, and here are some of the keys that you can use to pull yourself through those situations. Number 1, gratitude. Always remember where you're coming from. I mean, I was coming from a place where I've been broke before, like literally broke, some days rationing food and some days having nothing to eat, right? So I should have known that just saving a couple $1,000s to go to school, God could see me through that, but I just had to forget the things that He's brought me from. So gratitude will help you get through in times like that. Remember your blessings and count them one by one. And then 2 is, if you need to, pace yourself out, all right? Eventually, I realized that I was just stressing for nothing. I had just enough to start off the school and maybe work out a better plan, financially speaking. All right, and eventually I got around doing that, but I could have saved myself all of that stress from the beginning. And then 3, again, you're probably going to hear this a lot, use a support system. All right, there was no way that I was going to have to do all of that by myself. I have a husband, I have a family, and they're always willing to support. So find out the people that can support you and enlist their support. Ask for help. A closed mouth, some people would say is a closed destiny. If you can't open up your mouth and ask for help, you won't get it. So, but one thing for sure is remember where you're coming from. Remember that relative to, even some other people, some people are there and all they just want is a meal to get by. And here you are stressing over maybe you're wanting to buy a house or going to school. It's all good, be ambitious, but, and also another thing is just learn to map out yourself and plan yourself better. I hope that helps you. Let me know how doing a lot has, impacted you in any way, and, reflect on your life and figure out what you need to drop to take good care of your mental health and so your health does not suffer. I'll see you in 2018, where I told you about how 2017 actually started to unpack in 2018. Take care and bye.